The Most Venerable Maduluwawe Sobitha Thera bid farewell to this life at the Mount Elizabeth Hospital in Singapore early this morning.
The Most Venerable Thera's mortal remains were brought to the Sri Lankan High Commission in Singapore following his passing at the Mount Elizabeth Hospital this morning. Religious observances were conducted at the High Commission. Minister of Buddha Sasana Vijaydas Rajapaksa noted that following religious observances, the Venerable Thera's mortal remains would be brought to the Singapore International Airport and would return home aboard a Sri Lankan Airlines flight. Issuing a message of condolences today, President Maithripala Sirisena stated that the passing of the Most Venerable Maduluwawe Sobitha Thera has caused grief to the entire nation. The statement reads further that the Venerable Thera, who was respected by all communities and not only Buddhists, will be honoured as the Thera who worked to ensure the integrity of the Sasana and society and to instill the qualities of religious coexistence and democracy in the country. The President notes further that the Venerable Thera showed immense courage in giving leadership to the movement for good governance and to bring the country onto the correct path. President Maithripala Sirisena concludes that it is the responsibility of all Sri Lankans to ensure the realization of Most Venerable Maduluwawe Sobitha Thera's vision for a developed Sri Lanka replete with social justice. Following the passing of the Venerable Thera, members of the Mahasangha, the Prime Minister, the Speaker, ministers and MPs and devotees gathered at the Srinaga Vihara in Kotte. A special meeting was held at the premises regarding the observing of final rites. The meeting was held under the auspices of the Chief Prelate of the Kotte Sri Kalyani Samasri Dhamma Mahasangha Council, the Most Venerable Ittapane Dhammalankara Thera. It was decided at this meeting to observe the final rites for the Most Venerable Thera at 3 p.m. on Thursday the 12th of November at the Parliament grounds with full state honours. It was also decided that the 12th of November would be declared a national day of mourning.
Sobitha Thera is a national icon. We shall extend full state honours to the Venerable Thera. The government, the President, the Prime Minister and the Cabinet are prepared to do this. The people of Sri Lanka are ready to extend their fullest respects. We pray that he attains Nibbana. We have decided to appoint a special media committee to take to the country the message of Venerable Sobitha Thera's service to the nation and his work for the country and social justice. It is a great loss for all of us. I do not think this can be expressed in words. We have appealed to the Chief Prelates to allow for the final rites to be observed with full state honours. We will continue to be bound to implement the fundamentals that Venerable Sobitha Thera fought for. The Venerable Thera always worked for the country, the people and for justice and fairness. His passing is a great blow to the country and the people. The Venerable Thera was the recipient of great honour and respect, regardless of divisions of ethnicity or caste. He has also received the honour and respect of the international community. Therefore, the government has decided to declare the 12th of November a day of national mourning. I do not think our society will be blessed with such a Thera who rendered such an immense service to society for another 100 years.
Speaking at an event held in Tissa Maharama today, Minister Sajith Premadasa also expressed his sympathies at the passing of Venerable Maduluwawe Sobitha Thera.
Venerable Sobitha Thera never hesitated to speak against wrongdoing in public. In matters which caused harm to the country and were disadvantageous to the country, he came forward. He came forward to heal the suffering of the people of this country. Many people today are aware that a government of good governance would not be formed today if not for the leadership, strength and guidance of Venerable Sobitha Thera.
The mortal remains of Maduluwawe Sobitha Thera has arrived in Sri Lanka a short while ago. Let's now take a look at live visuals from the Katunayake International Airport. Let's now take a look at the life of Maduluwawe Sobitha Thera.
Born on the 29th of May 1942 in Maduluwawe in Padukuhoma Gama as P.T. Ratnasekara, The Venerable Thera dedicated his life to the Buddhist order at the age of 13. After gaining his higher education at the Vidyalankara Pirivana and the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, the Venerable Thera gained recognition both locally and internationally as Venerable Maduluwawe Sobitha Thera.
My father had a desire to enter Sun into the big order. My father had many relatives in Kotte, and my mother, amid much hesitation, gave up her son. He has been working for the country ever since.
Since entering the Sri Nagavihara Kotte in 1955, Venerable Maduluwawe Sobitha Thera engaged in a fearless journey for the good of the masses while safeguarding and nourishing the Sangha of Sri Lanka, and at the same time taking the teachings of Buddhism across the world. His life, which he dedicated for the welfare of the masses, instilled a sense of strength and faith among the people of Sri Lanka. Through his vibrant, energetic voice, Venerable Maduluwawe Sobitha Thera took on the role of an active leader to materialize the vision of national reconciliation and create social transformation in the country. The Venerable Thera gave leadership to the national struggle of several temperance movements and the Sinhala Veera Vidhana, which came into being with the establishment of the Sinhala Bala Mandalaya by Venerable Maduluwawe Sobitha Thera in 1982. Through the national movement for a just society, Venerable Maduluwawe Sobitha Thera came to the forefront in this country with the objective of reaffirming equality and coexistence. The Venerable Thera played a key role in the run-up to the January 8th presidential poll, campaigning vigorously against corruption, creating the premise for the common opposition candidate and bringing about change in the country through good governance. Venerable Maduluwawe Sobitha Thera worked tirelessly until the time of his passing to vest the executive presidency in the people by forming an executive that is accountable to Parliament, establishing a constitution that is in line with the hopes and aspirations of the people, and preparing an electoral system representative of Sri Lanka. His singular hope was to establish a just society in the country. In recognition of his service, Sri Lankans of all walks of life respect Venerable Maduluwawe Sobitha Thera as the herald of a new era.